At ADXC1, we have a co-main no-gi middleweight match between Marvin Vettori and my guest now, Tarek Suleiman. Tarek and his coach Mohammed, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Tarek, I would like to ask you, could you please describe a typical day of training preparing for ADXC1?
Well, it's very close to be preparing for MMA, so I'll obviously have 2 trainings a day. Usually it's split between jiu-jitsu or strength and conditioning, and it varies that strength and conditioning between cardio based, like I added swimming to my routine, so I enjoy swimming, and I do a lot of rounds. Also, I varies between no gi and gi, so always the factor of being in the gi always plays a good role in my game.
Mohammed, working with Tarek in this match, and you see the opponents that he has to face, is there anything different that you did during the training camp for ADXC?
First of all, I think Marvin is taking Tarek a little bit lightly, and I think he's going to be surprised. Tarek has been in jiu-jitsu for a long time, and he's got a lot of tricks down his sleeve. And nothing has changed except for his mentality. He looks ready. He's been mean in training, and he's here to win. He's here to surprise Marvin.
Good. Can you tell us anything about your game plan or your strategy for this match? Maybe it's a secret, but is there something you can share?
Well, no, as coach said, I do have a lot of tricks. I set a lot of traps. I don't think Vettori has jiu-jitsu savvy as much as me. He might be like a very achieved MMA fighter, but in terms of jiu-jitsu speaking, I don't think he has as much tricks as I have. So he'll be surprised. I have answers for every question he has, and I'm ready. I'm ready to shock the world. I'm ready to be the upset of that match. So yeah, I know everyone is expecting him to win, so no pressure on me, and I'm ready to shock the world.
That's great. Preparing for a match on ADXC, you're used to preparing for MMA, which is very different to a grappling, but still, you need to stay focused, you need to stay confident. Tell me about your mental preparation.
So, this is my ocean. Again, jiu-jitsu been my confidence zone. So even when I go to an MMA fight, jiu-jitsu has been my confidence walking into any MMA fight. I know that the ground is the ocean and I'm shark there. And there's very few whales that can keep up with me. So it's gonna be really good. So I'm coming for the kill. I'm not coming for winning rounds. I'm coming for the submission. My style is to hunt submission left and right. I don't pass. I don't do any of this point stuff. I'm ready for the kill.
That's great. Mohammed, the relationship between an athlete and his coach is extremely important. What do you think is the secret or the key to the success in your partnership?
I think, first of all, me and Tarek, we've been friends for a long time. We've had a lot of training camps together, and we always push each other in training. And me as an athlete as well, he's always helped me get ready for fights. And the most successful thing is we always lift each other when we're down, and we always point on the weaknesses, and we point on what we need to work on. It's not about being nice in training or worrying about his feelings. If he's doing something wrong, you got to poke that and just make sure he's making progress in that aspect. So yeah, in that aspect he's been doing great. He's always been great in that, and he's always improving. It doesn't matter where.
Very good. How do you analyze your opponent's strengths, but also any weaknesses that he may have? And tell me about the approach that you have to countering his style of grappling.
There is because I'm also from the same background. However, I do believe that I have more jiu-jitsu knowledge than he does. I know what he knows. So I know the jiu-jitsu game that applies into MMA. So it's a lot of heavy top pressure to control the position, which I have the answers for. Because I also, again, I have an MMA background. So I didn't dig deep into his game because I don't need to worry about his game. Again, I have the answers for all his questions. I trained with legends of jiu-jitsu, and I know myself I can keep up with all these guys. So he needs to worry about me. He needs to look into my game. He needs to see what my game is, not vice versa, you know? So this is how I'm walking into this fight. I'm really confident about my game. I'm really confident that I have the answer from every position I will end up into. So like, it's for him now. It's up to him, what he has and what he wants to do. So everything he does, I know that I can counter it and I can find something to catch. So I'm ready for it.
Very good. After ADXC1, of course, you have a career in MMA and you're going to go back to that. But would you like to continue in the world of jiu-jitsu and grappling? Do you have any goals or any aspirations?
So I answered this question many times. ADXC came at the perfect time as I am towards the end of my professional career in MMA. You know, MMA is for the younger generation. As I get older, like, I start to slow down into MMA. So ADXC is a natural progression for my career. Once I decide to finish MMA, obviously I want to carry on with my jiu-jitsu life. So of course, this jiu-jitsu and MMA will work in parallel. So I will be always busy year round. I definitely want to be a world champion in ADXC. I will never miss the chance. Even if I need to miss the chance on MMA, I'm more excited to be in ADXC. And hopefully, like, in the coming year or so, I'll be ADXC first champion at middleweight.
Great. You can say this directly to this camera. Do you have a message that you would like to pass to the fans or the spectators for ADXC1?
So my message to the fans is I expect you to be there. If you're not in the arena, stay tuned and watch it on TV. It's gonna be an epic. We're gonna make history on October 20th. So stay tuned and be part of this historical event, and let's be part of this upset. I know everyone is expecting Vettori to win, but don't sleep on me. I'm coming hard.
Great. We have just a couple more questions. I would like the both of you to answer this actually, because there is a big difference fighting MMA in a cage and a jiu-jitsu match in a cage. Anything that you would like to say about that?
Well, I think the only difference is the ground and pound. When you're in MMA fight, it makes it a little bit easier for passing and stuff like that. So you can work ground and pound, open up positions and submissions. I think for Tarek, he's always been more of a jiu-jitsu guy, and he's always been wanting to compete in jiu-jitsu, and he focuses a lot on his jiu-jitsu. So to him, I don't think this is going to be a lot of difference, or it's going to make a difference. I don't think it's going to change anything in his game. I think he's more of a jiu-jitsu practitioner, and I know he's better on the ground than he is an MMA fighter, even though he's a great MMA fighter. But I know his jiu-jitsu is on a different level, and Marvin has to go to Dagestan. He mentioned that he had to go to Dagestan to train or whatever, or he has to go to train somewhere else. He's got everybody here to train with. This is going to make a big difference in this fight.
So yeah, I mean, like, I'll use the cage for my advantage, you know, like my jiu-jitsu got adapted to be practiced inside the cage, be effective in the cage, use the walls, use everything surrounded this environment. So like, I'm not familiar practicing jiu-jitsu inside the cage. So again, like, I'm gonna use every weapon in my pocket to like surprise everybody Friday night.
And when you compete, it's going to be 5 rounds of 3 minutes. This changes the game, right?
In what way?
So what you're used to competing in MMA is different, right?
Also, you got the title fights, it's 5 minutes.
So it's usually 15 or 25 minutes,
Yeah.
same length of time, 15 minutes, but shorter rounds.
So
This is different.
It is definitely, which allows me to be more aggressive. Obviously, like it's shorter time, so we'll be less tired. So we'll be more explosive. It'll be more fun for the audience, obviously. So, yeah, I never done anything 3 minutes, so we'll see how it goes.
Are you worried about fighting against the clock because it's a short time to try and catch the submission?
Could be a factor. I'm not sure yet. Again, I never tried it, but I've been training within a 2 minutes gap to adjust for that. So I always have a 1 minute spare. So we'll see.
Good. Do you think having the cage is more exciting for the fans watching this event?
Definitely. Always the factor of a cage and 2 people locked, like the gladiator eras when we are in a big arena, 2 guys in a sand pit trying to fight for a 1 man out. So it's always exciting. Yeah, and like can't wait.
Great. And then finally, again, to the camera, if you have a message to send to Marvin, then please feel free.
I hope he comes at his top game. There will be no complaints and no excuses. And let's put on show.
Well, guys, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you for having us.